Hi everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing the Paula's Choice BHA 9, and this is from her Resist line. She sent me this for consideration. I think I got it on September 7th and I used it for the first time on September 8th. And really quick for new subscribers, I do have a skincare video down and I will link it down below, and it goes over my morning and evening routine, and I do use all Paula's Choice products. I've used her line for over a year and a half. I used it before I started on YouTube. All the ladies in my family, like my grandmother, my mom, and my aunt, we all use it, and I go into a lot of detail, a little bit more about my skin and things like that. So I will link that video down below. This is my first time ever reviewing skincare, and I've decided it's a lot harder than just talking about like eyeshadow. That's really easy. So I wanted to make sure I used this for a significant amount of time to make sure I didn't have any reactions, and I can definitely tell you all if I'm going to repurchase this and if I think it's worth the money. So my idea of how this video is going to go, I'm going to tell you what it is, what its claims are, its packaging and price, and then I'm going to tell you what it's done for me and if I'm going to purchase it myself. So when I first got the product, I thought the name was a little unusual, BHA 9, and that name comes for two different reasons. The first is that it is a 9% salicylic spot treatment, and the phrase they're using is for stubborn imperfections on the skin. And it also has 9 pretty big claims. The first being that it unclogs pores with the first use, diminishes white bumps, and it minimizes the appearance of enlarged pores. It smooths wrinkles, and it minimizes sebaceous hyperplasia on the face. It also smooths and softens dry, rough patches. Also, it helps if you have oily skin kind of balance that out, and it reduces redness left over from breakouts, and it reduces breakouts in general. So when I got it in the mail, it came in a box, and I think this is the first time I've ever, at least the Paula's Choice products that I've tried have never come in a box before. And I was curious, and the good thing about the internet is that people, if you have a question, there's probably someone else who has had that question. So someone had already asked it, and the response was that first, there was a lot of information about the product and it wouldn't fit on this little vial. So all those what can BHA 9 do for you is all listed, as well as all the ingredients. And then the other thing is this is very, it feels pretty fragile, so I think that they were also trying to protect it in this box. So moving on to the packaging of the actual vial, I think it is pretty and sleek looking. I will say I've been using it for a month and a few days, and the silver up here is already rubbing off just a little bit. The one big problem I guess I have with the product is not anything to do with the product, it's the packaging. And this pump, I think they created it so it was supposed to like drop out little like tear-sized drops almost, and that's the amount of product that you really need. It's just a little spot treatment. But if you put down this pump, it's really hard to get it going, and then it goes down all the way, and then you have a lot of excess product that gets everywhere. So they did, I think a lot of people were asking about that, and they made like a little infographic showing you how different ways to hold it. And the way that seems the best for me is to hold it and use my thumb to press down, but I still have not perfected it yet. Sometimes I get it perfect where little drops come out, and then sometimes I mess up and push it all the way and I get too much product, which I always use it. I will find a place. I usually end up putting it down my neck if I get too much product coming out, but that would be my one complaint, and I think that they have been made aware of that, so I don't know if that will change at some point or if this is just how the packaging has to be. So in this vial you get 0.3 fluid ounces, and it is $36.95, which is by far the most expensive Paula's Choice item that I have ever tried. I will say, like I mentioned, you're only supposed to use a few drops. That's all it really needs, and I've only been, my first week, maybe week and a half, I was using it every night, and then I started reading some reviews. And the nice thing is on Paula's Choice website, if you leave a review, a lot of times customer service people respond to it. So I was seeing a lot of the customer service response saying that you really only need to use it 2 to 3 times a week to get the full impact. So I've cut back on how much I'm using it to that 2 to 3 times a week, and I've had it for over a month, and I'm not even close to halfway. So I see this lasting me for another 4 months, I would think. You'll see when it comes up in an empties video, and I will tell you, but for me that price is worth it since it's going to last me for such a long time. So the morning after my first use, I woke up and I noticed something kind of surprising. Right here, I'm not even sure if there's like a proper name for this little indent on my chin. I have always had clogged pores, and my Paula's Choice products, my Clarisonic, actual physical exfoliators, nothing could really get that so it would stay gone. But when I woke up, I noticed that that had already diminished a lot, and right now I have no clogged pores. So that first thing, which is one of the claims, I have noticed to be true, and I'm really impressed by that. A couple other things, I do have some milia like right in this area of my eyes, and I've tried a lot of different products from Paula's Choice and Clinique, and nothing has really had any kind of impact on them. But I have been putting this and tapping it around my orbital bone, and I've noticed that it's gone down. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm really curious to see how much. So it's already lessened a lot, and they're not quite as raised. So I'm hoping that this, as I continue to use it, I will continue to see less and less of those. Because I need so much concealer under my eyes, milia can kind of just make it look cakey under there, so I would really love for that to be gone. The other thing I've noticed from using the BHA 9 is the reduction in redness after I've had a breakout. So Friday night, so this is now Monday, Friday night I had 2 terrible pimples up here, and as they were going down, I was using the BHA 9, and just the redness, which sometimes my redness from like past acne breakouts has lasted as much as like 2 weeks, but I've noticed a huge decrease in the amount of redness from leftover breakouts. I have also been pretty impressed with how it's making the larger pores around my nose look. I have seen some improvement there. I haven't yet seen improvement on these larger pores on my actual nose, so I'm hoping with continued use that will start impacting those as well. The other thing with the acne, my skin is like super problematic, which is why skincare is such a big deal to me, because my skin is really sensitive and it has a lot of issues. I talk a lot more about that in my first skincare video. So I will update you guys after I've used it for a couple more months on if I think it's helping reduce the breakouts. So those are all the positive impacts that it's had on my skin so far. And I wanted to say, so those are all the impacts it's having. And as it goes on, I would think something with 9% salicylic acid would kind of sting, or I don't know, feel like something, but this is super soothing to put on, and I have no redness. Even with my Paula's Choice 8% AHA, I can get like a little, almost like smarting sometimes, and it'll give me a little bit of redness. I don't mind because I use it in the evenings and it's gone by the morning. But the BHA 9 is really soothing to put on, and I experience no irritation whatsoever. And I was reading on the product information page that this is even acceptable for people with rosacea. So those people have super sensitive skin, so this is a really nice product if you have sensitive skin as well. That is my brief overview of my experience with the Paula's Choice Resist BHA 9. I know that was a lot of information. Skincare, that's hard to review. It's a lot harder than eyeshadows or foundations. I wanted to make sure I provided all the information and how it worked for me. If you have general questions, please leave them down below and I will do my best to answer them. If you have more specific questions like, this is my skin type or this is my issue, do you think I should use it? I'm going to put quite a few links down below. The first thing I would do personally, on Paula's Choice website, you can read reviews. And the last time I checked, right before I filmed, the BHA 9 already had 134 some reviews, and most of them are glowing, but there are some where people weren't quite as impressed. So I would read through that, and it's also really nice, like I mentioned, customer service responds to a lot of those reviews, and it's really interesting to read the back and forth. The other thing, which I'm sure like my IP address or something has been flagged by the Paula's Choice team, but you can chat with different customer service people on the website, and I ask them questions all the time, like, this is my issue, should I change? Or, you know, that was one of the questions I had, is where in my evening routine should I put the BHA 9? So those, they're so knowledgeable and they're always available to chat on her website. So those are my first two, and I will put down, I think Paula even has a video of her own about the BHA 9, and I will link that below as well. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. I really am loving this product, and I will happily repurchase, and I will keep you guys informed on how long this first vial will last me. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you in my next video.